What's going on, folks? Thanks for watching. In this video, I will be talking about my experiences with the Crystal Warrior game mode in the FFXI private server. I will talk about the specific features of the Crystal Warrior game mode and my experience so far 1 month into it. A link is in the description for you to join up, and we'll both get rewards if you use that link. So please do so. Let's get going. So first, let's talk about the rewards for the Crystal Warrior game mode. There are two types of Crystal Warriors. One is Unbreakable Crystal Warrior, and one is the regular Crystal Warrior. Unbreakable just means that you have reduced costs for endgame gear rewards, but at the expense of the high-risk life in-game, meaning under most circumstances, if you die before obtaining level 75 in that job, you will lose all XP and de-level to level 1. But you get the benefit of the endgame rewards being 50% the cost of normal regular Crystal Warriors. Regular Crystal Warriors do not have the risk of de-leveling to level 1, but their endgame costs is the full amount. See a link in the description also for details on the unique eye-level gear that has been reconditioned and readjusted to fit the level 75 era content and actually give you some interesting features and benefits on that gear that you don't normally get in the 75 era. Next, I'll talk about custom content in the Crystal Warrior game mode. It features brand new quests. Each starter city, Juno, and the outlying cities have brand new quests to complete. They give guild rewards and special augmented items for completion. For example, there's a quest line in Mahora that gives you an augmented Cotton Techo for doing a small popped NM fight in Buburimu Peninsula, and an item turn-in, which is the Domal Saliva. You trade it into a Gulka in the Mahora, and you'll get an augmented Cotton Techo, which is level 18, I think. I'll show it on the screen here. Some of these quests aren't just turn in X item to get this item, but have some actual story development called what I would call like semi-cutscenes, in that they're not actual like full motion video cutscenes, but they are custom NPCs appearing on the field and talking to each other, for example, and talking to you, and it's sort of without actually creating a real cutscene. It's kind of a halfway in between just some text on the screen to actually see some characters show up and have some dialogue and have some real interaction there, and it's pretty cool. Also, there are unique quest lines for obtaining trusts. Through these quest lines, you'll get some pieces of gear with augments on the way, but you can get trusts starting at level 15. You can get access to one usable trust and another usable trust at level 40. So when you're level 15, you can use one trust, and level 40 on any job, once you complete these quests, you can use 2 trusts. Now let's talk about some of the restrictions that the Crystal Warrior game mode has. The XP is closer to era accurate. You don't get the XP bonuses that you do in modern retail or even normal quality of life FFXI players. There are some ways to adjust for this. You can still get the weekly Conquest EXP rings. You can get bonuses for partying up with 6 Crystal Warrior members and no trusts. You get a 10% bonus at level 20, a 20% bonus at level 30, and a 30% bonus at level 60. Also, the XP rate for lower level mobs is higher than what it should be. I'm not sure if this is intentional or just a natural result of some system in game. It has become a big thing in Crystal Warrior community to take a group of level synced Crystal Warriors into Dangraf Wadi and some other places too, and just run around through large sections of the zone, just killing all EPs in sight quickly and safely while getting 60 to 100 plus a kill. This turns out to be somewhere approximately 12k to 20k XP per hour. It's safe for Unbreakable Crystal Warriors, as deaths are uncommon, but also decent XP. The drawback of this is a recurrence of an old problem in that skill levels are severely lacking when it comes to taking down higher level enemies later on. With 1 and eventually 2 trusts, XP can be soloed, but so far it seems to be much slower. Gear is an overall issue. In order to get any gear at all, you must either craft it yourself, buy it from a vendor, complete quests, or get it from monster drops. You cannot trade with any other player, or use the AH, or use the bazaars to get any gear or items yourself that way. This makes keeping yourself up to date with gear a major issue, not insurmountable, but still an issue. Inventory space. This is a major issue because you do not have any Mog cases, Mog satchels, Mog sacks, or even most of the Mog wardrobes. You must complete missions and job quests to obtain extra wardrobe slots, and so far anyway, you cannot obtain all your case or satchel or sack. You can, however, still upgrade your Gobby Bag and Safe, Safe 2, Storage, and Locker. However, when it comes to Gobby Bags, you must either skill up crafting or get some lucky drops from somewhere, or do some custom randomized Crystal Warrior quests for Gobby Bag upgrade items, some of which require nearly maxed out crafts from different crafts. For example, see this chart on the screen. You need to surpass the soft cap of level 70 for the multiple crafts in order to obtain all of the Gobby Bag items. This could be very costly, as it will require you to get to 80 plus of a certain craft and then revert that craft to level 70 in order to get a different one to level 80 or beyond and get another Gobby Bag item. Safe slots are a similar story in that you need to be able to craft the beds on your own and the quest items that your Moogle wants before he goes on vacation on your own. The third of these safe quests requires a noble's bed, which requires 70-ish woodworking, 45-ish goldsmithing, 50-ish cloth craft approximately to even try to craft it. So a major focus of players must be on crafting, as it is required to get long-term success in Crystal Warrior. Couple the need to craft to eventually get more inventory slots with the already low inventory slots to start, and the innate need and notion to never sell anything unless you have 100% surety that you'll never need it again, because you can't just go out and buy it from the AH, and you'll be running out of inventory slots really quick. And you haven't even started to gear up several jobs at once with none or very little wardrobe slots. They did recently implement a new storage system called Ephemeral Box. This works in a very similar way to the Ephemeral Moogle crystal storage. By the way, everyone thank your GMs for not restricting this Moogle. If we had to hang on to every single crystal that we had, and still in crystal form, not cluster form, while still needing to craft as much as we need to craft on this game mode, then we wouldn't even be able to hold our myth kebabs with us. And, oh yeah, that's right, pretty much have to make your own food too, as well, which requires cooking and fishing. Now let's talk about travel. You cannot use home point warps, you cannot use survival guides. The only thing you have to travel are outposts, which are not unlocked from the start as they are with normal quality of life cat's eye players. Also, the OP warps in starter zones are highly contested that need to be unlocked. Unfortunately, quality of life players can and are still contributing to the influence in those areas at high level kill rates and high level XP rates, leading to what some say is an unfair system. To compensate for this, I believe anyway, cat's eye developers have made it so when you unlock an OP for one nation, it stays unlocked when you change alliances to another nation. This is also a soft requirement in that you need to unlock all the wardrobe slots you can, which means doing the nation quests for all three nations. Another method of travel is field manual repatriation, of which requires notes that can only be accumulated once per game day for each zone. The airship pass is normal at level 5, but also there's a custom NPC or custom quest for Dominic in Lower Juno. He's the one that would, back in the day in retail, send you to all the BC&M zones in the area, in the whole world actually. But he would just do it for you anyway. And this, in the era of home point warps, you really don't need to. You just unlock the home point warp there, and you don't even need to use Dominic. But in Crystal Warrior game mode, you have to do a custom quest to travel to those BC&Ms, but it's worth every little bit. Other general Crystal Warrior restrictions is no Goblin Mystery Boxes, no login points, no Records of Eminence, no dual boxing of Crystal Warrior characters. Synthesis skill up rates are era accurate, not boosted like in quality of life characters. Previously uncapped missions are now once again capped, forcing group play. Lastly, one of the major issues I see happening is the population of the Crystal Warrior game mode. You can't really include quality of life players in the population size of this game mode, as they are almost entirely on a side game to Crystal Warriors. The only interaction you can have is chat features and waving in the streets, for example. My own personal estimates right now of the Crystal Warrior population is about 50 to 100. Maybe a GM in the chat could tell me exactly what the approximate population is of Crystal Warrior players. I would guess that about 50 or so are on at a time. This can and will be a major issue in the future when H&Ms need an alliance or a highly skilled or decked out team of 6 to take down the likes of Fafnir or Nidhogg or even Vertra. So I also don't like to point out a problem but not offer a solution, so I will say that it was a good idea to include a referral bonus system to try to increase population of Crystal Warriors, but I think we need a little bit more of a boost. something that would get people interested in taking on the daunting task of starting a Crystal Warrior character and all that entails and restricts. Perhaps more otherwise unobtainable gear, but at lower levels, say perhaps a modified Empyrean armor sets for each job at level 60 or something. Or if that's too much extra work, maybe just unique weapons with DAT models of Empyreans or Aeonic weapons, but at level 60 or something. So in conclusion, overall I really do like the Crystal Warrior game mode. Leveling isn't quite as hard work as Horizon XI, but not as easy as the fast quality of life Crystal or Cat's Eye players. Economic restrictions are tough to swallow at first because even Horizon XI gives you the ability to trade on the AH and just trade in general and Bazaar. But I get the need for a hard segregation of Crystal Warrior and CW players to prevent taking advantage of your easy mode character to really create a feeling of a separate game mode. My major criticisms are population size and the potential for that to be an issue later on. Availability of crafting items and Gobby Box items that will require an effort that is way overly skewed into requiring dozens of hours of crafting for 5 inventory slots. General inventory availability is, for example, maybe they could boost the Mog Wardrobe slot rewards and resolve the issue with very high-level crafting items being needed for maxed out Gobby Bags. That in turn requires us to level and revert crafting levels several times and be able to max it out. And give us a quest to access at least one of the real-time access bags, that is the case, satchel, or sack. I mean, the size is still constrained to your inventory bag anyway. That would give us an additional incentive to go into crafting and spend more time on the server doing all that crafting and getting not just 5 inventory slots, but 5 here and 5 there. I'll leave you all with a major positive though. Because of the need, or maybe by design or not, for grouping up in Crystal Warrior game mode, it has led to the small town community feeling in the LS chat. It's like we have our own LS and we are all in this together, sharing the major losses of XP and the congratulations of being the first to defeat a certain NM. Maybe we just need to make it a medium-sized town feel and get into that sort of Goldilocks zone. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you would like to join this server, please click the link in the description. It's kind of my promo code. You click the link, then you sign up, and then we both get rewards in the game. Thanks again. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.